Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. For those of you who are Bible scholars, you have heard it said that the devil was going to be in rule for a period of time. And after that period is done, then the Spirit of God would rise upon the earth and God would rule for a period of time. There is no better time, no more time more obvious than this time right now. The time when we find ourselves really where we have already understood that we have, as far as America is concerned, America, the nation that wanted to be held as a beacon of light for the world to see, to understand whatever greatness was to be represented as right there in America, whether it had to do with materialism, whether it had to do with spiritualism. It was right there in America. And right now America is in a great turmoil. It has been said that powers that be has been on path to destroy America, to reduce America to its lowest low, so that whomever is trying to control the world as God would be able to do it, because America would not be there standing in the way. If that has been the case, then I must say it is succeeding, because America is falling all apart. We don't know what is and what isn't. And ladies and gentlemen, I can say that today is a great day. It is a day when we can all agree that things are happening that we are not in agreement of. We have acknowledged that we accepted evil into the White House when we chose one of the two candidates for President of the United States. And now, for those who are satisfied that this is okay, they're doing it in rejection to what has happened between the other political parties. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party has failed the people. And so now they have expressed an outreach for something different, and they found something different in this particular candidate. And if they shout hallelujah, it's because he is different. But the reality of it is, he's no friend of theirs. He's no friend of any of ours. But in reality, it is what we deserve, because we have not been walking a path of truth. We've been walking a path that we said satisfies us. The Democrat, a path that satisfies them. The Republicans, a path that satisfies them. And everybody else, a path that satisfies them. But none of these paths leading people to that destination that they seek so diligently. And the reason that they don't is because what has happened, ladies and gentlemen, is you have men trying to be control of things, in control of things, be God in essence. To be God in essence. You have heard it said that the devil is running the world. But I want you to know that the devil is a spirit. And a spirit cannot do anything without a body. And so what you're seeing is men who are destroying life. Well, God is a spirit. And to see God in action, it must be done by humans. Humans who are dedicated to the proposition that God is the creator and author of it all, the giver of life, and is worthy of commitment to challenge. And the difference between the two, ladies and gentlemen, is obvious. One, the God that I speak to you of, is the God of all creation. That means all human beings, whatever nationality, whatever continent you live in, whether you're a girl or boy, old man or young man, gay or straight, whether you are black or white, purple or blue, God, your creator, and you are as significant as any human being on the face of the earth. Thus says God. And that God that created you also prepared that those things that are essential for you to have for your existence, for your survival on earth, that part outside of yourself has already been implanted within the earth, on the earth, or above the earth, seen or unseen. And the capabilities to recognize what those essentials are, what you desire, is in individuals to be ignited on that day, in that time when mankind are ready. And they will reach out and grasp from that Mother Earth whatever is essential for our satisfaction, for our dreams. This is the mission. This is the purpose. This is the done deal of the God I tell you about. And you know, you don't know too much about that God. But you know a lot about the other God. The God that says, I want to take away the health care of the poor. For all kinds of reasons, whether it's to build a wall, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's to make the rich richer, whatever it is, I want somebody to suffer. That's man's way. You've heard it said, render to Caesar that which is Caesar, and to God that which is God. Caesar has claimed the world. And everybody that goes along with it is empowering the world. To go against it is treason, because one is for some, the other is for all. That has always been the challenge of mankind. Which way do you want to go? Caesar has said, I will take from them. I will slaughter them. I will kill them. I will master them. I'll make them be slaves. I'll take their land. And I will share with you the spoils of whatever we take, because we are worthy, we are deserving, so says Caesar. And you says, okay, and you go over there. You become generals in the army. You become lieutenants. You become chiefs of police. You become anything you have to become to fit that mold of meeting and protecting a system that denies people that the Almighty God, other sisters and brothers, that you have been led to believe are enemies of you. Well, the time has come right now for us to face the truth. Right now, we have people who are saying that poor people will get some coverage. And everybody who's got some sense, everybody who can do a little bit of thinking knows that that's all a bunch of baloney. That this is taking the lifeblood out of the little protective systems that have been established to do just that, protect people who have been left out of the picture. And they're left out of the picture, ladies and gentlemen. I've come here to tell you, not just to be talking to you. I want to tell you this. What you have now is the rule of man. The rule of man. And my purpose for being here today is to tell you about the rule of God. My purpose here today is to tell you about the rule of God. I want you to know that mankind, all of the ugly things that's happening in the world today, it's all about mankind. It doesn't matter whether it's happening in North Korea. It doesn't matter if it's happening in Afghanistan. It doesn't matter whatever in the world is happening. It is all about man. Man. And I want you to know, those of you who wonder what's happening, those of you who are wishing that somebody come and deliver you, I want you to know that the power of deliverance is within you. All you have to do is give it a body, give it a hand, give it some feet. The power of deliverance is in you. The understanding must be that the difference between you and them, the difference between God, whom you supposedly represent, a spirit of love, a spirit of fatherhood to the whole human race, that's different from the anti-God, that's a spirit of some over others. You must be giving life to what God is about. Always, whenever and whatever you do, it must be for the benefit of the whole human race, never just for some, because God does not operate that way. Even the floods will take them all. The fires will take them all. But every now and then, one is spared. What is that one spared for? To say to whomever is looking, whoever is paying attention, that God is still God. And in the midst of all of that, all of the fire, all of the flood, God was able to save you, to keep you protected from that which would harm you as it harmed everybody else. Not that you were so much better than others. You were just chosen to be a light, to be a beacon to the darkness of the world, that God is God. So I'm saying to the people of the world, and especially those of America, the president has said that he's going to cut this Barack Obamacare thing out, that I'm not actually trying to give any credit to. But I just want to say this. Now that you know that you are not important enough, not even for what Obama was doing, they want to cut that out. And now that you know this, why don't you exercise your power? And why don't you demand that every human being within the United States of America have unlimited, unrestricted health care? Why don't you demand that? Let this be the alternative to what the president is trying to do. Let this be the alternative, what Congress is debating about. Lest we, the people, determine and decide that we are not going to settle for not a single individual in the United States of America without health care. Whatever is required to take care of the business for every individual. Let us do that. That counter what they're trying to do. Why? This is God's. God's way for everybody. Their way is for some. You mega church people, what side are you on? Now you got a clear choice. Before it was just the lesser of two evils. But right now you got a clear choice. Health care for some, or health care for everybody. Now I know what you're thinking. How are you going to do that? How do people who got a lot of money today who can get any kind of health care they need now going to be rubbing up against people who got no money, but who might bump them off from health care? Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to see that everybody who wants to be in the medical profession, everybody can have access to whatever training is required to get them in there. And money will never be a problem. We're going to make sure that every last one of them get a chance to practice in the professions that they have chosen to yield to the whole human race of the United States of America. Their joy, their careers. And having done that, we're going to make sure, well, look at it this way. Most doctors, most people in this profession know they make a lot of money because people are always sick. So what do they do with money? They do anything they want to do. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make it even better for them than that. We're going to give them the authority to do whatever they want to do. And they don't even have to worry about money. Whatever they want to do, they got the authority to do it. This is the profession that they've chosen. This profession is just that essential for the survival of all Americans. And so this is what we're going to make sure happens. You and I, not the politicians. We chose them when we weren't aware of what we're hearing today. We don't blame them, but this is new stuff. And they are not ready for this yet, unless they can prove that they are. Then, okay. But not only that, when it comes down to health care, this is what they're talking about. Let's do the same thing for education. Make sure that every individual in the United States of America has access to education once they have decided what it is that they want to do. That would give them the greatest joy. Make sure that no education is withheld from them. Whether it has to do with technical education, whether it has to do with the brain, we make sure that it's accessible to them and money is no problem. And we haven't given them the best education. They know that they are ready to shine. Then they have before them careers. This is what God says. That they can indulge themselves, engage themselves in. And each of those careers, whether you know it or not, plays a part in those essentials for survival. Making our dreams come true. This is what God has said. This is for everybody. Now, mankind does not see it this way. So mankind is trying to take it another way. Now, what I'm telling you that God is saying, don't be over there sitting down thinking that God is going to come down and work a miracle. The only way God is going to work a miracle is the same way the devil works a miracle. The devil works a miracle in people who agree with the devil. If God is going to work a miracle for humankind, it's going to be by people who agree with God. You sit your tail down waiting for somebody to come out of the clouds, brother. I tell you, you'll be burning in the fires. Just like the people who in those fires, they're good people out there, as Donald Trump would say. Some of them were really good people. God says they're all good people. But they were getting burned out just the same. Burned out just the same. Flooded out just the same. So we, my friends, we, my sisters, we, my brothers, have the authority to straighten this situation out. So I'm saying to you, Donald Trump, and whatever he's trying to do with this healthcare thing, and for all of the different reasons that he might be trying to do it and we know nothing about or can verify, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on something different. Let's focus on something that you and I want. And that's to make sure that we are protected in every instance. And to be knowing that you are entitled to it, it's because we have given of ourselves to make sure that no one is denied. That's how we are sure. And then we go forward with that assurance to be all that we were ever made to be. Now, we don't have to worry about the past. Look, ladies and gentlemen, all that stuff is over. I'm trying to tell you about a new day. See, they're talking about World War III. All of this stuff, according to the theorist, is that this is to bring America down, and by bringing America down, all of the rest of the nations have already been reduced. So this power that can, we can just usurp them all and have one world power over them all. But my friends, even God Almighty doesn't do that. God Almighty gives you the right to rule as you see fit to rule. But in your ruling, according to righteousness' sake, it must line up with that which produces harmony. Anything outside of that is outside of God, and it has to do with man. And so God will let you know that's what it has to do. But you want to speak French? You speak French. You want to speak English? Speak English. You get my drift? God doesn't restrict that. But whatever you are, wherever you are, you got something better that someone else sees it and want to get from it so they can use it in some of the things that they want to do. And so will you feel the same. And this is why you trade against one, amongst one another. This is why you share amongst one another. Not to become better and greater than another. No, we are all great. Why? Because we make sure that we're all great by making sure that those things that we require, each of us require, to take us a little bit higher in our greatness, no one holds it back. This is the new day. This is the day of God who's fed up with man. We've seen man. All our lives we've seen presidents of the United States of America. Some say we've had some black ones before, but we didn't know it, so it didn't make any difference. We finally got one that was supposedly black and white, but it's treated as black. Or he was treated as black. I don't know what he would have done had he had support. But they made sure that didn't happen because that's what happened to black people. And now we brought in somebody that's gone rogue. Somebody they say is the most the most evil man I've heard it said that ever could have ever gone into that office. But it doesn't matter about that. What matters is the counter. What is there to offer in spite? What is there to offer different? What is there to offer that works not just for some, because it doesn't matter who you've had, it works for some. What is there to offer that works for everybody? God. God works for everyone. God got a plan. And in order for that plan to go through, it requires everyone. Why? Because everyone benefits. And since you benefit, it belongs to you. That's why we don't need money from man anymore. That's why we don't need credit and loans and banks and all of that, bonds. We don't need any of that anymore. Why? Because God is much, much more smarter than man. So this is what I want to leave with you, ladies and gentlemen. The world is the world. Don't get too mad with them. They're supposed to do exactly what they are doing. Let me tell you that again so you can stop being angry. They are supposed to do exactly what they are doing. Why? Because that's what they know. Those of you who say you have a relationship with God, you are saying with your words that you know something different, but your actions indicate that you are a fake. This is not to call you a fake. This is to say this is the opportunity to call you out and say stand up and let the world know that you are led by the golden light of God. All right? Bye-bye.